amazing. Oh, you know what I just noticed? Okay, so this is not part of the show. Everyone just ignore this for the time being. I just noticed we can actually put an intro video right at the beginning of the
Oh,
StreamYard
yes.
videos now, which I've never seen that here before. So that's really cool. It just like gives you a little spot to put that in. Anyway, Red, good morning. Everybody in the Bagsosphere, good morning. We're just gonna go over some news headlines today. Just to hang out a little bit. Excuse me. We're in the second week of the season with the mobs. I think they're going to be hopefully putting out some tweets pretty soon. We're going to be able to amplify that stuff. Next Wednesday or next Tuesday, sorry, they're going to be doing their token drops during the show. So we'll have that going on. Season 3 started to take shape. I've got a couple people that you guys know I'm not going to announce yet, but they're awesome. There might be either another one that you guys haven't heard of or another one that you guys have heard of, and both are amazing. So there's options. We got some stuff going on. Anyway, so excuse me. So I'll get to some news headlines here in a couple seconds. Obviously, if anybody has any questions or comments, or you just want to tell Juan how pretty he is, you're allowed to do that. Juan, is there like anything that you guys are flipped? We are flipped.
It's because I came in earlier than
first. He came in first. He's the boss now.
Came in first. Yeah.
There you go.
I'm not the boss. I'm just on time.
Well, you're more on time than me.
More on time than you, because we were both on time, to be honest. 100%. Yeah, I was just more on time than you.
He's just on it. No, that's good spot. I never would have noticed that. So that's
yeah. Really I never realized that indeed.
Right.
I have the biggest news of today. So from Sato right now, the AI God airdrop has just been sent. It was supposed to go out yesterday, but sorry guys, I totally forgot. So I claimed the tokens from the vesting contract this morning, and it has just been sent. I have to say that the champion of the 3 airdrops was the R1. Because it's the one that has kept more of his value, even if it's down a lot. But yeah, that one is the one that you guys should have received more in terms of USD value.
Like dollar
Fed,
value,
unfortunately, was kind of depressing.
Yeah.
But AI God, even if not the highest, I think it's okay. Come on, for 2 weeks of tapping, getting an airdrop, whatever you get, it's welcome.
Or yeah, right.
That's how I see it. Come on.
Yeah, no, and again, it's supposed to be the seasonal stuff. Like we want it to be as good as we possibly can.
Yeah.
But it's really just designed to be something that's fun. That is something that people can kind of look forward to in every 2 weeks instead of 3 months down the road or whatever it is. So when we launch the next iteration, so that's cool. All right, so that's out. I know people had some questions about that, so that is good. All right, yeah. So what do we got? Okay, yeah, I wanted to check. I just saw this article and I wanted to check it out because I have no freaking clue what to expect. So we'll learn together.
What article is that?
I'll show you. So has crypto bottom out? Look out for these 5 keywords. The first thing that I thought about, who's that guy that's on CNBC? Kramer? Something Kramer. He's a stock guy, but every single time he says Bitcoin's going down, that's when you buy, right? Like he's like the if you counter trade this guy, you constantly just counter trade whatever he says because he's like an unbelievable pathetic shill. So that's always the thing that I look for. Like the second Jim Cramer says, "Oh, Bitcoin's never going to go up again," fucking buy button right there. Like let's go, crypto's going to explode. So that's obviously we'll figure it out. So believe several words uttered on social media could hold the answer. So let's find out what these freaking things are here. Down 3%, blah blah blah. Words that signal the bottom. The first word is crash. When everyone's talking about a crash, it usually means prices have plummeted and traders have gone into panic mode. Ironically, when the word crash is mentioned the most on social media, it's typically when prices begin to revert. I mean, how many of us have seen that? You've seen that.
Yeah.
Right? All right, what else you got? The same is true when the words sell and dead appear after. I keep thinking, how many times have we shown the Wall Street cheat sheet, right? Like right at depression when things are like, oh my god, it's never gonna get any better. This fucking sucks balls. Blah blah blah. Right? That's when things start to turn around, creating opportunities for the brave. There you go. Fourth keyword is crackdown, referring to regulatory and legal pressures to make traders feel restricted and fearful of government actions or the potential of outcome. So this is interesting. I almost didn't want to talk about news today because I saw so many depressing crackdown stories. So you can take that correlation however you want, which is really fun. So fifth is liquidation, which can be a double-edged sword depending on the direction of the market. Liquidations refer to traders being forced out of their positions by sudden price moves, which can happen in bullish and bearish conditions. So, I mean, and that's sort of interesting to me, right? If you're in a situation where the price is going down, and it's sort of chewed through all of the shorts, right? And it gets to a certain level where the shorts are getting scared to pile more shorts on, you're going to have not necessarily upward pressure, but you're going to have less downward pressure, right? So things can have a tendency to turn right there. So that feels pretty good. What do you think about all those?
Well, I think that it's kind of interesting, but it feels to me like, it turns out to be true, but somehow is very, very little scientific, I would say.
Yeah, yes,
to say it somehow, yes.
Yeah, right. It would be. I would love to see some actual analysis,
but
correlating the number of words times the words they say and the actual price, right? Because like we sort of like in a very general sense, but even like down to like a monthly chart, something on like a really longer term, maybe weekly. That could maybe correlate those things in a more scientific way.
Yeah, totally right. and maybe there is indeed a correlation there.
Could be,
but yeah, and maybe somebody already published a white paper, a study or something based on that. I don't know, might be because it's kind of true, but I don't know when to listen to that and when it's better to ignore it.
Right? Like exactly. Like I wouldn't feel comfortable reading that article and going like, oh man, we definitely have to buy it right now. And again, like,
exactly.
Today might be a great buy signal. Who knows, right? But yeah, in a very general sense, I think we've sort of have seen that happen. But yeah, again, trying to time the market on stuff like that is
very difficult.
It's not easy for sure.
Not easy. But something that I just found out right now, and when I say right now, it's right now.
Okay.
Is that on the Doge chain, there's the first meme token that was launched, and it's called Omnom. And I think that could be crazy. Just imagine that, a meme token
on top of a meme
chain, on top of a meme chain. So what is that? How is that going to be? I think that's amazing. I think
that is amazing.
That could be very interesting. Just imagine that instead of having Solana as the meme chain, having a fully a 100% meme chain, because if it's Doge, it's already a meme, and then having memes on top of the meme, that has to be awesome. I think.
It feels historic in a way, right? I mean, and maybe like for me, there was I think I've said on the show before, Doge was actually my first cryptocurrency. Somebody gave me, $20 worth of Doge, and like 2 years later, I wasn't really paying attention to crypto, blah blah blah. I came back and it was like 230, and that was when I was like, wait, what? Like, I was there like doing Forex for like 1%, hopefully every day or two or whatever, and hear that I had this 10x when I wasn't looking. That's what got me hooked. So yeah, meme coins having meme coin babies.
Yeah, but what I'm checking right now is that the Doge chain, it's a Polygon 2 layer 2, Polygon based layer 2. So
I
have to do more research about that. But I just found that out, and I think it's curious, and I'll have to do my homework, guys, and share the true news with you. But I found that interesting.
Yeah, that's very interesting. All right, well, cool. We'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on that, because I think that when you have a meme on top of a meme, that has to be awesome.
Right. again, at the very least, interesting. Like, yeah, that's definitely the kind of thing that I want to own, just because it sort of feels like something that I should own some of. All right, so this popped out a little bit. So SEC's top crypto cop quits a month before the election. Is Gensler next? I don't think any of us are going to be too sad to see Gensler go. My biggest memory of this guy in the SEC under this guy, and honestly, whoever wins the election, whoever they put into the SEC, I don't give a fuck what Trump's saying about crypto. He's just going to turn on it the second he gets elected. Trust me. Nothing he says is ever true. That's just a fact. Go look, fucking find out for yourself. But like the SEC itself is just the way they're organized is so ridiculous. They come in and they start yelling at Ripple, and at the end of the day, like, they've just made an exception for Ethereum, even though they're basically they've done a lot of the same things or whatever, right? So like we want the SEC to be going after criminal organizations or people that are really out to hurt people in this market. And where they've done a little bit of that, most of it's just been trying to go after some of the big fish, trying to get a feather in their cap, and none of it has worked. So hopefully whoever gets in there next, it's just not a moron. But I mean, again, like, I don't know systemically in the SEC if anyone, like, if we won, you and I handpick someone to go into the SEC, I don't know that the infrastructure and the culture there would be able to sort of navigate having a proactive thing that actually made sense, right? Because we don't really know what the incentive structure is in that system. It seems like it's not good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also think that it's very easy to come up with a lot of criticism when you don't really know how all of those regulation and what is exactly the legislation
Right.
that is governing all of that. So not saying that I like the guys, because I totally dislike it, and even not being an American, I think that the SEC is totally ineffective in what was that year around 2007, 2008 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All the Bernie Madoff thing, I think it was a big mistake, a big flaw of the SEC, having allowed that to reach the point it reached.
Right under their noses.
So exactly right under their noses. So I think that they are indeed extremely I don't know if inefficient, but I think that they are achieving exactly the opposite of the goal that they should be achieving. That's my right? Perception.
That's a great way to put it, right? Because I mean, like, if you're going to have a regulatory body, you want that regulatory body to be making the situation better, not worse, right? There are bad actors that are out there, and frankly, like, if I had to pick out of the top 10, 20 coins which bad actor was, I'd pick Ripple like 50 times out of 20. But that's just my personal feeling about it. I saw them do a lot of stupid shit, but they're also doing stuff that's real, right? And they can defend themselves. That's fine. But like, there's really obvious projects out there that a lot of us have seen where it's like, clearly these guys are fucking around. They need to get, something should happen to them, and then nothing ever does, and they keep going after the wrong target.
Yeah, it's weird.
It is weird. Those freaking weirdos. So here's another one. And I don't know what to make of this. Might be sort of a waiting to see what they actually do, because that's kind of always been my thing about the regulation, right? Like, you can make any law you want, show me what you actually enforce, right? And that's going to be the thing that becomes interesting. So Empire Newsletter, DOJ is about face on money transmitters. DOJ is alleging the wallet developers should be charged with unlicensed money transmission. Again, this clearly doesn't seem to be a thing that they're doing.
Sorry. Can you explain to me what is that about? I'm not really getting it instantly.
Okay, so Department of Justice here in the United States is alleging that wallet developers should be charged with unlicensed money transmission, which is very, very bad. Like, that's one of the ways that they like to go after anyone that's committed fraud. If it's difficult for them to get them on, normal fraud charges or whatever, they'll, go after them for illegal wire transfer and yada yada yada. Right. So like, if they're basically saying, okay, if they're going to call this money, then that's something that if you send money in a way that is unregulated and sort of not in what they say is legal, then that could potentially be very, very bad. So yeah,
but let's try to translate that to the physical real world. So you mean that the manufacturer of my physical wallet should
no,
have a money transmitter license, because then when I have money there and I give it to you hand
right?
in hand,
So wait,
I'm kind of violating the law, or what is that?
that's a great analogy. So what if I use my hand and I take my hand out of my wallet and I hand you $100? Is my hand illegal?
Do you have to register your hand as a money transmitter?
If I was good at karate, maybe, but I'm not.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? This is like when
And
go ahead.
no, you know, I think what really happens is that people doesn't know enough about technology. They should know enough about technology and try to just make an analogy with the real world when they are doing that kind of statements, or issuing that kind of statements, because it doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, no, it really doesn't. Okay, so apparently there's this Tornado Cash and Samurai wallet, and this is even worse.
Yeah.
Person participating in the transaction to provide additional validation of the request of the owner does not have total independent control over the value. Okay, so here's the whole thing. Samurai Wallet apparently didn't have any control over the cryptocurrency that users of the tool owned. So it's not like they're basically saying it's not even like they've gotten, maybe I don't know if it's custodial or not. It seems like it's not. And if it's not, then what are we talking about here, right? Like,
Yeah,
if they can show,
because I agree that a custodial wallet should have some kind of regulation or something, because it's money that a third party is holding for you.
yeah,
That's different. But a wallet that you have on your own, and like a ledger or whatever, why do you need something? And with Tornado Cash, I don't know what to think, because I used to love Tornado Cash. I think it's the most amazing invention on earth, and I was really sad that they shut it down, and that the developers were.
Can you tell us a little bit about it? I didn't know anything about Tornado Cash.
Well, basically, Tornado Cash is it's something that erases the track of money.
Oh, that's why they're mad.
Well, the thing is this. Let's say that you want to send 5 Bitcoin, well, it was for Ethereum in this case, 5 ETH, and you want it to a new wallet of yours. So you send this 5 ETH to Tornado Cash, and then it will be pooled with the ETH of a lot of people, and sent to the wallet that you specified
without
different chunks, different values from a lot of different wallets. So it goes there, and you cannot trace who sent that money over there.
So here's why they're going. That's a money laundering engine. Full stop.
You could say it like that,
but like again, like I think there's reasonable uses that I'm sure we could come up with, but what it is at base is a money laundering thing. Here's, if I don't want to pay taxes on an account, I send it there. Bye. Yes. It's all gone.
Yes.
Right.
It was the most amazing invention ever. But
well, again,
you're right.
Our particular, but as far as what the law is, right? Like it's people like us using it. Who cares? But like you could sort of imagine actual bad actors using that to do actual bad things.
Yes, I can imagine that, and that's why I think I have to agree that it wasn't.
Right, but again, like
it wasn't that wrong to
right.
But come on, I wouldn't have sent one of the developers to jail for I don't know how many months he was imprisoned.
Right.
It's not like he was the one doing stuff, and it's totally an open source platform and so on. So
that's what gets me, right? I don't think this is going to stand up in court, right? Like this particular application of the law doesn't actually make any sense. And I think, when they, when they try and nail that down, it's not going to work. At the end of the day, like having a you talk about it all the time, and I think you're right to do so. The permissionless structure of this thing, while it's like, it can be the Wild West. You can have bad actors do things that some people might not like, or that a lot of people might not like. That's not the point. The point is, we can actually have a financial area or system that is far more open, right? And my whole thing all the time has for a long time been, I would have loved, and I'm sure they won't do this, but the whole idea is, having it be a little bit separate. Like you could have stuff in the crypto space, as long as it was in the crypto space, who cares? The second you pass it through, Coinbase, and make it sort of real world ish, right, or whatever, then you get taxed on that. Because honestly, like that's kind of how it is anyway. Right?
Absolutely. That's something that I love about Estonia. Estonia, the country.
Yes.
Okay, Estonia. You can register yourself there as a new resident in Estonia and set up a company in Estonia, and pay all the taxes for that company and everything there. There's a catch and everything, because you cannot really do it. But I won't get into the details. Only into the concept. Estonia does not tax companies. They don't have a corporate tax per se. They only have dividend tax, and you only pay taxes when you get money out of your company. You pay a flat 20% rate every time you get out. So if you're making profit and you cash out, you pay 20%. If your company is making losses, nothing to pay. If your money stays in the company, nothing to pay. I think crypto should work something like that. Just as you said, as long as it is in on chain, as long as it is in the cyberspace, in the metaverse or whatever, you don't pay. Whenever you want to bring that money back to the real world, then pay your taxes. But who am I to regulate that?
No,
that's only my wishful thinking and my
part dreams. Part of that makes sense. I think I guess I was trying to sort of see if there was any counter argument, and like I don't know if this is true, but I'm trying to would this make it easier for billionaires to say fuck you to taxes? And the answer to that's probably yes, right? But I mean they've got 100 million ways anyway. So that's why not help the people that are sort of building and coming up?
The more money you have, the easier it is for you to minimize the taxes you pay. The less money you have, the most taxes you pay proportionally to your income.
That's just true.
So
exactly, Max. They do it anyway in other methods. So in the wash, like if it's still a positive thing for the rest of us, which I think it really would be. Estonia is fascinating, man. Like I haven't looked into it for a couple of years, but they were putting literally all of their sort of state healthcare, all this crazy shit is all on chain. And this was years ago. So and I think they've only done cooler things since then. I mean, imagine like for data retrieval, if you go to do well, even just on healthcare, never mind like the whole Department of Motor Vehicles over here or whatever, like having all this different registry for your house has to be in a different registry for 12 different country parts of the country. Like it's so dumb, and it's like all paper still. Like it's the dumbest thing you've ever seen in your entire life, right? But like even all the healthcare stuff, like all the insurance companies have different healthcare information about you, so your doctor can't even coordinate it half the time. Like it's just so stupid. Now, granted, don't get me started on U.S. healthcare anyway, because it's dumb. But again, unless you're rich, then you're fine. But they just have it all on chain, and so like any government organization there can access the data that they have sort of permission to access based on what they're doing. That's
really interesting.
Super efficient. It just works really well. Anyway, fucking Estonia, man.
Absolutely.
Gotta love it.
Let's go to the next piece of news that you wanted to.
All right, it's the last little one I had going on here. Sort of popped out at me here. All right, so I saw this. So it's basically supposed to be a design space that's going to connect to Sui, whatever the hell that is, Eigenlayer. Don't know what that is, but it looked
Oh
like
man,
XRP.
come on. Sui blockchain. I don't know if it's layer 1 or layer 2, to be honest.
Okay.
XRP, of course, you know. Eigenlayer, restaking protocol on Ethereum. They just launched their token a few days ago. So come on,
thanks.
Corey, where have you been hiding? Under a rock?
Dude, yes.
Open Zeppelin, open source contracts for Ethereum. So it's a set of code, open source code that you can use as a starting point for your when you develop contracts.
Oh, brilliant!
Smart contracts.
Thank you. I'm very excited that you knew way more about that than me. Yeah, no, my head's basically under a rock these days. That's
true.
100%. Can't argue with that at all. So there's the Mobius development stack. So holistic interoperability platform. That's a good set of words. Let's see if it's true. Yeah, that's kind of fun. So it's named Solana, Stellar, Sui, and XRP ledgers. The upcoming layer 1 interoperability launches.
But you know, I love that tweet over there because they say beyond the Cosmos, but because I thought Cosmos was exactly what you're describing there.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to them. I remember hearing about them back in the day.
Well, Cosmos is already there.
Still doing it?
And it's there's a lot going on.
Okay. I mean, when in doubt, start your own shit, I guess. So yeah, it's just a new interoperability standard, leveraging enhanced AXL token utility. Of course, it's a new token. I mean, I love the idea of, you know, people taking that kind of software and just making it more accessible to more people and having it be sort of more naturally multi-chain. I mean, it seems cool, but yeah, if Cosmos is already doing it, it'd be interesting to see what the differences were.
Maybe we'll have to do some more research there.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
The newly launched Interchain Amplifier, whatever the fuck that is, fast tokenization of crypto and real world assets via the Interchain token service, interactions between various off-chain actors and Web3 dApps, and omni-chain user experiences. They're very good at buzzwords. That's fun. Anyway, so yeah. No, that just popped out.
Yeah, but I think that's exactly Cosmos, omni-chain experience.
All right, just new buzzwords and a new token they can sell. Got it.
Yes.
Weird that
I don't know. Something to dig deeper into.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. I mean, obviously I'm fascinated by any project that's sort of taking, you know, any of the code that's out there. If you can make it more accessible to more projects and then have those projects be sort of more naturally multi-chain. I've always thought that, you know, crypto really, really takes off and explodes, not only with the real world asset thing, but when the different trains get, you know, abstracted away from the user and it's just one basically internet of crypto. But that's just me. I mean, that's, you're thinking about the early, you know, internet back in the day. It really used to be, you know, all over the country. There were basically different intranets all over the place. And they were sort of like loosely connected together, whatever. And then it just became this thing that, you know, you didn't notice. Like you weren't having different data rates when you were talking to Seattle versus whether you were talking to St. Pete down the street, right? Like it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, but you know what I think is that the internet adoption was way faster than what blockchain adoption is taking.
Yes,
maybe because it's something different. It's for a different audience. But yeah, I think it's taking really longer.
I think that's right.
And recently, I saw a very interesting video from Token 2049 in Singapore. There was this guy presenting about meme tokens, about meme coins, and the meme coin super cycle. And his argument was that basically why meme coins have been so successful.
Okay.
And his thesis is that in reality, it's never about the product. It's never about the technology. It's never about what the fuck are you building. People does not care if there are no transaction fees on Wax, yes or no, if it's fast or slow, yes or no. That they don't care about all of that, about layer ones, layer twos, protocol for restaking, this, that. People cares about making money.
Number
they
go
care
up
about the coin, and that's it. They care about the coin, and that's why a meme coin, it's very successful, because think about all the coins that really have a protocol. What happens is that all the investors get in early. The big money gets in early. They have this blah blah blah. They invest in that. When the token goes up, and all the retail traders are allowed to participate in that, it's only the moment to dump.
It's exit liquidity. I mean, that's what drives me nuts about liquidity. Yeah, that's what drives me nuts about Wall Street. I mean, that's
absolutely
it's embedded in it's institutionally set up that way, right? If you have $250,000, you can get in on startups, yada yada. The second it gets an IPO, the retail money is basically how the early investors make their money. Like, that's the whole thing.
Exactly, and that's what happens also with protocols. But with memes, it's different. With memes, the only thing that there is there, it's the coin.
Yeah.
Whether you are there because you are for the coin or you're not there, and that's it.
Right.
And most of the time, it goes out. Everything goes out at once, and there's no team allocation. There's no this. There's no that. It's just go there, and if this is a meme, we don't care about anything else.
Yeah.
And that's why you have this so successful, and money is not going to the other altcoins, because people, retail, it does not care about oh yeah, you're going to develop this in 10 years. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about your vision. Go and find a VC. I'm retail. I'm going to the memes. I'm going to the fun. I'm going to something where I can actually make money. Of course, don't be dumb and become exit liquidity for the fifth way of retail investors that came here. Right. You have to have some edge there if you want to do this. But yeah, it's. I think it was very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, I think that's. I think it's well thought out. Frankly, I mean that how many times have we seen projects that just do hype like for multiple Bitcoin seasons, right? They'll be saying, hey, it's coming out next year, it's coming out next month, it's coming out, and they do really, really well, because honestly, what people will buy is something they can almost even like put their own hopes into or whatever. You release a product. I mean, we've seen it 100 times. You release a product, even when it's exactly what you said it was going to do, people still fucking hate you when the price goes down, right? I mean,
absolutely.
It's people, a little discouraging.
In general, they don't give a shit about your product. They give a shit about your token, and that's it. If token goes up, they are happy. If token goes down, they are unhappy. That's how it works.
Yeah,
that's how it works. That's it.
It's basically, we're saying that it's all attention and hype, and honestly, probably always has been. Like, for some of us, it's been about the technology. Like, it's not like there's none of those people, but I kind of agree. I feel like the majority is just in it for number go uppy.
Yeah, but I think it's not only about attention and hype. That's a huge component. Don't get me wrong. Okay. It's also about community. It's about belonging to something.
Yeah.
It's about identifying with something. For example, think about the what was the name of this the token in TON, the one that they created for when Durov went to jail. It was about a dog or something like that, but I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, I saw something about it.
Yeah, but then they create this, and then you participate in that, and there's hype, there's this and that, but there's also belonging. It's defending an ideal. It's defending a concept, freedom. Yeah, let's fight for freedom through this token. So you feel like you are doing your part if you are holding some of that token. Of course, if you are smarter, you buy it low, sell it high, and forget about it.
Keep 10% for the community and rock and roll. Right? No, I think that thing definitely exists, and I think that's my favorite enduring part about what's possible to be done in the meme token space, right? I mean, it's the hype and the tension. Without that, you don't really get anywhere anyway. But having that sort of core thing is maybe the only way that any of these things last, right? Otherwise, you can go to like Pump Fun, and you can have the same token recycled every 10 minutes, right? Like that. It's
but Pump Fun is extremely successful.
well, that's what I'm saying, right? Like
That's
it's you know how much it's about community for them. It's not. Right, it's like
Well,
what
it
pool
is.
what
I
pool
think it
starts
is.
tomorrow, but they're literally
No.
recycling the same token over and over and over again.
But it doesn't matter, Corey, because you're being part of something. You have something to talk about with your friends. You have a chat there, and you can say, "Fuck, did you buy this? Did you buy that?" You're feeling part of something. You're feeling part of a movement. So it makes sense for them to be successful. And
yeah, I mean, the whole idea is, you get in that initial hype cycle, and they're just making money off of that initial hype cycle, going on and on and on and on, right? If you get early on them or whatever, and again, like some of them might last, but they've gotten really, really good. I mean, the most successful times that we've had in the last like 3 or 4 months has been that moment, right? Like the 72 hours around the launch, and they just basically turned that into like an institutional design thing where it's just that over and over and over again. And people can still have fun doing it. You can do whatever.
But let's go one step back and let's talk about Launchbags. How successful were the Launchbags token launches that we orchestrated, that we were working with the team and we launched the token?
I mean, in the context of
sorry
this ecosystem,
that because I think you will dislike what I'm saying, but because there was this token that I don't even remember the name, Whip, Sip, Deep, I don't remember, that launched, and I told you it's a red candle, and that's it. None of our launches was like that, because it was engineered in a way that it should go up.
Yeah.
It should be fun.
Yeah.
People were excited participating in those token launches.
Yep.
That's
the goal, right?
What has gone wrong? Why isn't that didn't that get the traction we expected?
I mean, honestly, because we're focused on the Wax blockchain. And
I tend to agree with you, and it's a matter. It's a matter of volume. It's a matter of numbers. Right. We don't have a large enough community to make that successful right now.
Completely,
and that's what we're trying to do with the Tapper and so on. But but yeah, I think that if I evaluate what we have done, I have to say that it's maybe too difficult to use right now, but people never really tried it and so on. I think that I don't know if it's because we are targeting the wrong audience, or what is the point. But what I really think is that it's a matter of scale, a matter of numbers.
I mean,
we don't have a big enough community to make this really go up in a sustainable way.
Yeah, no, I agree. And again, like we could spend a lot of energy polishing the experience of setting up tokens on Launchbags and creating more value there, like on the token platform. But I think you're right.
It will happen at some point.
100%. It makes so much more sense for us to be growing our audience. Because again, like there's nothing more discouraging than spending all the time, all the money that you and your team have spent developing all this stuff. For again, like the people that come here every day, like all the time that we do shows, you guys are amazing, right? Like having a situation where we're only talking to 50 people just doesn't work. It's not sustainable from an economic point of view. We can't make a business out of that, right? So we got to make our decisions based on.
That's the point,
right? Yeah, and I mean, again, it's what we're doing. I'm glad we kind of went through this whole argument again, though. Just I think we're putting our energy in the right place for what we can do.
No, absolutely, and this also brings me to the R1 token, because it's a little bit what I told you. I crunched the numbers for the mining, and I'm working on the engagement part. But when I check the number of holders, when I check the numbers of wallets that are holding miners, the numbers are too low right now to make it explode or to organize the kind of gamified activity, or however you want to call it, that I'm planning. So I'm thinking about what to do to really make that a success, and that's why I haven't launched everything the way I wanted. I'm still thinking, okay, honestly, how can I grow this? How can I expand this? And that's where. What I hate about that is that it's consuming a lot of my time right now, and I'm not able to find a good solution yet. I
Yeah.
will keep on thinking
Yeah,
about it.
indeed.
And
Well, again, I had
yeah.
a really long conversation with Bull Shipples. He's got he's been working on this for he's like, doing the whole farming thing or whatever. I know that while he's like running around in his tractor, he's thinking about all of us, and all of this. He's made like a really interesting NFT mining sort of plan for Shipple that I think is gonna be really exciting. And he basically said like I want to get it out there. I want to show this. He wants to get partner projects. He wants to do a lot of those things, but it's not going to launch until there's a critical mass of people that are actually going to be paying attention to it. Otherwise, there's no fucking point. And I couldn't agree more, right? But it's not like he's not doing the work, right? He wants to get out there and he's going to be partnering with us for season 3 there. You guys found out about that. And like helping us increase our audience, helping increase the audience for what he's doing, but then have that set for that launch. And we've also talked about expanding to other chains, and I think we're going to talk more about that as the next few weeks come about, because it's kind of becoming more and more on our minds. But you're just like the whole idea that if a project were to wait right now and say, just hypothetically, we're going to, do the next thing on Solana or whatever, I think I would find myself being far more excited about that. Just so that we're expanding into, new markets in a way that is a little bit more hopeful than, again, like Wax might come back. But I think more and more there is a reasonable argument that it might not. And that's like tragic. It makes me very sad. But then at the same time, like, what do you do with that?
It's very difficult knowing, will it come back? Will it not come back? I think there are too many factors to consider, and it's not easy. It's not easy. Yeah, I think Stephanie is on track with one of the ideas I was playing with this morning. Yeah.
That's awesome. So hey, just for anybody that hasn't seen this, obviously you guys got the code word. It's onward there. So Stefan said, can you release NFTs on other chains that you can use to redeem to get an NFT like R1 Miner on Wax, just to get more users from other chains to Wax? I mean, that's a super fun idea.
And sounds
great. Yeah,
that's something that you are just saying right now, and that's maybe one of the solutions, maybe one of the ways to really expand the community and make that successful, because I think that all the mining plan and everything was working pretty nicely, and if we have a nice mechanic for NFTs driving buy power for the token, it can work. It can work really nicely, but we need the audience. We need the numbers.
Yeah,
this is not something we're going to do with 400 people. This is not, so we need to go way beyond that number to make this successful.
Yeah. So I guess one thing I want to ask everybody, just for the people that are here, TC, Red, all of you guys that come all the time, just as your guys' friend and personally, I want to ask for patience about all of the projects that we have going on right now, because for real, the only thing that we can reasonably spend our time on is getting more people on the Tapper app right now. Because again, like, I was talking to Bull Shipples about season 2 of AI God. I can't make it a priority right now, because if we just do like it again, like, not that having Red and his brother like win like 98% of it wasn't really fun. And again, it's not because they're not good. They are genuinely asininely good at the game. But like we need more than that for me to keep paying for the server that runs Flip Tribes, right? Like, just it's that simple. And for us now, then we just need to be hyper focused on getting that audience going on, so we can actually make it happen. What happened?
TC bought 2 friends Red yesterday.
Red, thanks, man. Yeah. And you guys have been exceptionally, all of you guys, like everybody who's watching this show right now, you guys have been intensely supportive. I want to make sure that we always recognize that fact, because you know,
Yeah.
without your guys' initial support, we'd be talking to fucking nobody.
Oh yes, absolutely.
You know, there'd be you know, nothing for us to sort of, you know, work with, and we've learned a lot together about, you know, how to move that kind of stuff forward. I just wanted to make sure that you guys all know. It's not like we're not thinking about all that stuff. We are, but we have to be like laser beam focused
Yeah,
on, you know, increasing our audience size by a lot, and that's not going
by a
fast
lot.
enough for me. I can tell you right now, it's not going fast enough for one. We would like it to go
Yeah.
much faster than it is, but we can only do what we can do, right? So we got, you know, some stuff going on right now at the mobs, and you know, that's kind of fun. We'll sort of see how all that stuff shakes out. You know, next season, you know, we're going to be working with, I'll just announce the other name. Fuck it. Like, we'll be working with Madison Crypto Alpha, and they're pushing 20,000 right now. Like they, you know, are on a wave that is really exceptional, and we want to try and help them grow and hopefully catch some of that fire. And yeah, we'll see, you know, what else we have going for next season, but like that, it's going to take some time, but you know, I think we're moving in the right direction. And you know, what else can you do? You just got to fucking keep swimming or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a little bit that.
There you
I
go.
don't know. I don't know if we have any more news out there, Corey.
Nope, that was all I got. And honestly, it was. I'm glad we had to, you know, got to have a little conversation about the rest of that stuff. It's been on my mind.
Because there's a lot going on. Also, the development of this new mechanic for the Tapper app, it's already there. I think that will be really fun. Yeah, it's well, the basic mechanics are there. We just have to test, and if it's there, we will have that also released as part of season 3. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I that's the goal, having that released for season 3.
Both my nipples are hard right now. Buy my friendship NFTs collection. There you go, TC. buy me as a friend on your thing. That's fun. Yeah, and I think, like, you know, getting organized about, you know, constantly grinding out some attention. You know, like, again, like we do, you know, retweet, share missions all the time. You know, I know, like, as far as the tracking thing, like, some of you guys figure out that, you know, you can just kind of click on it or whatever. You're not helping yourself by doing that, and you're definitely not helping us. And I know, like, everybody watching this, I know you guys are actually doing all the stuff, just because I've talked to half of you about it, and I'm really grateful for that. But again, like, if I'm sharing it, and I don't do this enough myself, this is me calling myself out. If I'm sharing it, like, I should be sharing it out with my referral link, or frankly, TC's referral link. I got 12 people right now. I left out, but you know, honestly, because I got all of my Muggle friends to try it out, and everybody that I've ever met, you know, I messaged a few people directly and said, "Hey, get on my app right now," and they're like, "All right, fine." But yeah, like, that's that. I think those Twitter missions, you know, if I needed friends, I'd just be doing that every single time, making sure my referral link was going out there.
Yeah.
And whatever. So anyway, like, we're gonna continue to have those Twitter share missions, and you know, we'll keep getting the stuff out there, and you guys can, you know, get all the friends that you ever would want to have on the app, and then we'll get to 4,000, and then we'll get to 40,000. And then we'll get to 400,000, and you know, we'll actually have some freaking momentum again. Like, one thing I know for sure that let me say it this way. One thing that I believe and have seen before is that if we keep applying ourselves every single day to some extent, we will create momentum and it'll start growing. Now, is that going to be tomorrow, or is that going to be 3 weeks from now? I don't know. But I know that it happens, so we'll just have to keep going. And it's yeah. I mean, what was I gonna do?
Yeah, that's how it is. But yeah, persistence is essential.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Well,
indeed.
Thank you so much for hanging out today, and everybody who's commenting and hanging out. You guys completely and totally rock. Yes. Again, the code word is onward, and that mission should be live now. And yes, and yeah, we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Turn your referral link into a QR code and post them all over town. I mean, this is TC was talking about doing that on his dog for crying out loud. Like that was you know what I should do? I should make band stickers for my little duo and basically have a QR code that doesn't go to my band page, but it goes to the Tap Rap. Like, people call me, I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, there you go. Be inventive. And again, the point is to help us grow, and I know you guys are all doing that, and thanks for that. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Smurfly. All right, man.
Okay.
Do the thing.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. Cheers, guys. Have a good weekend.